Hello everyone, welcome back to Englify Me Now. Today I am here to assess another IELTS writing task to essay. Together, we will analyze the strengths of the essay, identify areas that can be improved, and discuss how we can refine sentences to achieve a higher band score. For those seeking a thorough review of your own IELTS essay, I invite you to connect with me on Telegram for a comprehensive evaluation. The link can be found in the description box. Let's dive in and uncover valuable insights. The question at hand is, in many societies, the number of people living alone is increasing. Why is this happening? And is it a positive or negative development? This is a double question essay, which means you will be addressing two important aspects. Number one, the reasons behind this trend, and number two, whether it represents a positive or negative development. To structure this essay effectively, consider the following approach. Start with an introduction that paraphrases the question while clearly stating your opinion. In body paragraph 1, delve into the reasons why individuals are opting for a life of solitude. In body paragraph 2, critically evaluate whether this trend is beneficial or detrimental. Finally, conclude with a concise summary that encapsulates your overall viewpoint. Let's begin with the evaluation. And the student writes, in recent years, some individuals have preferred to live alone. Is grammatically correct, however, it is essential to include a comma after the introductory phrase in recent years for clarity. This trend is increasing worldwide, is again grammatically correct, but uses basic language. To achieve a higher band score, it is necessary to employ more advanced tenses. An improved version would be, this trend has been increasing in many societies around the world. Using has been increasing conveys a more natural and engaging description of ongoing trends. Further, he writes, young adults want to live independently for various reasons. I completely concur with the view that this is a negative development. The word view is inappropriate here. As you can see, the examiner has not provided a specific viewpoint. So the word trend would be more appropriate. And the question merely asks if you consider it is a positive or negative development. Therefore, it is essential to express your opinion directly without relying on phrases like I agree with the view or I concur with the view. A more straightforward approach would be to state I believe that this trend is a negative development. The opening sentence, to begin with, many individuals nowadays choose to live alone in order to achieve their personal goals, is a strong topic sentence. It displays correct grammar and clearly addresses the why part of the question. The phrase achieve their personal goals is also appropriate vocabulary. The next sentence, they do not want anyone to restrict their freedom or interfere with their decisions, maintains grammatical accuracy and logically connects to the preceding idea. The verb choices such as restrict and interfere are commendable. The paragraph is developing cohesively at this point. In the modern era, young adults prioritize independence and self-development, which encourages them to adopt this lifestyle. This statement stands out with its impressive vocabulary choices like prioritize, independence, and self-development. This strengthens the lexical resource score. So, this part of the essay is quite strong. Moreover, in our society, argue with these concepts. This part contains several grammatical errors. Firstly, a comma is necessary after moreover. Secondly, the sentence structure is flawed. In our society, argue with these concepts fails to form a complete thought. Additionally, concepts should be singular. The intended meaning likely is that many individuals disagree with this idea. A corrected version could be Moreover, many people in society disagree with this concept. If young generation spend their time alone, they will feel lonely and sometimes feel depressed. Again, several grammatical issues. Young generation should be phrased as the younger generation or simply young people. The subject verb agreement is also incorrect. Generation spend should be generation spends. A more accurate version would be if the younger generation spends most of their time alone, they may feel lonely and at times depressed. It is crucial to recognize that this idea addresses the negative consequences of living alone. Therefore, it would fit more logically in body paragraph 2, where the discussion centers on the positive and negative aspects of the trend. In body paragraph 1, the focus should remain on explaining the reasons behind the trend. Let's see what he writes in the example. For example, if someone lived alone, they would homesickness, and if any happened with them, there will be no one facilitate. It reveals an understandable intention but contains multiple grammatical errors. The student likely meant to say that individuals living alone might feel homesickness and could lack assistance during emergencies. A revised version would be, for example, if someone lives alone, they may experience homesickness, and if a problem arises, there may be no one nearby to help them. This version clarifies the idea. However, it is essential to point out that trying to include homesickness, loneliness, and emergencies within a single example dilutes clarity. In IELTS writing, prioritizing one clear example over multiple ideas is typically more effective. Now let's move to body paragraph 2. On the other hand, a large number of people persuade themselves to facing challenges and tackle the problems. There are again several grammatical issues. First, a large of number is incorrect. Correct phrase is a large number of people. Second, persuade themselves to facing is incorrect verb form. It should be persuade themselves to face. A corrected version could be, on the other hand, a large number of people encourage themselves to face challenges and solve problems independently. The idea here is actually interesting. Living alone may make people more independent. So the idea is good, but the grammar problems reduced clarity. Next, furthermore, senior citizens argue about that younger generations excessive lived without their family that will lead to problems in society. This sentence has multiple issues. Argue about that should be argue that. Excessive lived should be live excessively or live for a long periods. Even after correcting the grammar, there is still a clarity issue. The student says it will lead to problems in society. But what kind of problems? IELTS examiners prefer specific explanations rather than vague statements. For example, the student could mention weaker family bonds, lack of emotional support, or social isolation. Without specifying the problem, the idea remains too general. A clearer corrected version could be, furthermore, many senior citizens argue that when younger generations live away from their families for long periods, it can lead to social problems. Now the next sentence, that is not beneficial for upcoming future who are live with family. This sentence is grammatically broken. Upcoming future is redundant. Who are live is incorrect structure. A corrected sentence could be, this situation may not be beneficial for future generations who grow up without strong family support. Now the meaning becomes clear. Let's move to the conclusion. In conclusion, young generation should live with their family because they are helping each other. Here, young generation should be the younger generation. However, they want to make own decisions, they want to live. This sentence is incomplete and grammatically incorrect. The student probably wants to say that young people want independence, but family support is also important. So, the improved and clearer conclusion could be, in conclusion, the younger generation should live with their families because family members support and help each other. However, family support remains important even though young people want to make their own decisions. Alright, before we wrap up, I want to highlight one crucial point. This essay currently falls short of the required 250 word limit. In IELTS Writing Task 2, essays that do not meet the minimum word count can negatively impact your task response score, as they may fail to adequately develop your ideas. Always ensure your essay is at least 250 words and aim for around 260 to 270 words for optimal results. That's it for today's evaluation. Keep practicing and keep improving. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye and take care.